In recent news, a highly anticipated title fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua appears to be dead in the water yet again, and the British heavyweights have been going after each other on social media, and it wasn't all nice words. In today's video, we'll be going over what went down between the two heavyweight fighters, and what they had to say to each other. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. It was just a few days ago that Fury announced August 14th as the date for his showdown with Joshua after Saudi Arabia reportedly paid a massive site fee to host the heavyweights in a title unification bout. It all fell apart after an arbitrator ruled in favor of Deontay Wilder, and that he was due per his contract for an automatic rematch against Fury before September 15th. There was some chatter that perhaps Wilder would accept a hefty fee to step aside to allow Fury and Joshua to clash, which would then set them up to face the winner, but it appears that wasn't going to happen. As a result, Joshua blasted Fury on social media on Wednesday for touting their fight as a done deal, when he knew that there was ongoing arbitration that could sink the planned August 14th date. Tyson Fury, the world now sees you for the fraud you are, Joshua wrote on Twitter. You're letting boxing down. You lied to the fans and led them on. Use my name for clout, not a fight. Bring me any championship fighter who can handle their business correctly. That then led to a fiery response from Fury, who appeared ready to fight Joshua without any promoters getting involved whatsoever. Fury even went on to offend Joshua with a $20 million bare-knuckle fight until one man quits after his Brit rival branded him a fraud. The heavyweight champions, who were all but confirmed to meet on August 14th in Saudi Arabia, then went on and continued to take aim at each other online. Following Joshua's tweet where he called Fury a fraud, among some other insults, Fury responded basically saying that he was full of it and was spouting absolute lies and worthless statements. Quote, "Your full team knew that there was arbitration going on. It was out of my hands," he stated. "But I tell you what, if I'm a fraud, let's fight this weekend bare knuckles till one man quits. Let's put up 20 mil each." And the war of words went on, with AJ then hitting back. "If there was arbitration going on, why announce to the world when we're fighting? The fight was signed. Undisputed. Bare knuckle? You're a good kid. Don't play with me, Luke. I'll slap your bald head and you'll do nothing. Waste, man." To which Fury replied, not going into detail online, "You'll slap me about with your dosser. Please come and try, bum. I'm waiting. Femi, aka Bottle Job, 24/7, 365. Ready? I'll smoke Wilder first, and then you'll get yours as well." Of course, Joshua wasn't biting at Fury's latest challenge. By all accounts, it seems as though Fury and Joshua are moving on from the August date as the heavyweight looks towards different matchups entirely. But the Battle of Britain was then thrown in doubt after the US judge ruled in favor of Deontay Wilder in arbitration, which essentially means that Fury owes the ex-WBC champion a third fight in their series, or would need to strike a step-aside deal to keep his superfight alive with AJ. Fury dethroned the American of title back in February 2020, but their contract included an immediate rematch. However, that never came to fruition among the coronavirus pandemic, and the Gypsy Kings team argued the stipulation expired in October. As a result, they entered talks with Joshua, all while Wilder took his case to civil court. Following months of waiting, the decision went his way, and any hopes of negotiating a compensation package for Wilder to sit on the sidelines had been seemingly thrown out. His trainer, Malik Scott, posted, "Wilder declined and had no interest in step-aside money. Y'all dealing with a whole different type over here. He want the blood, not that step-aside money. Retribution is upon us." And Fury's US promoter, Bob Arum, told ESPN, "We're not paying Wilder to step aside. It's better to get rid of him. We can make Fury versus AJ for November or December." Along with this Twitter dispute between Fury and Joshua, Fury also reignited his bitter war of words with his heavyweight rival AJ by attempting to publicly humiliate him. Tyson Fury went on and vowed to take Anthony Joshua to school when they finally meet in a hilarious tweet. Fury took on social media to label the Watford-born fighter a so-called bum, as fans have again started to cry out for the pair to finally settle their differences in the ring. In typical Fury fashion, the Gypsy King posted a picture showing a father taking his son to school, with the roles mocked up to show AJ as the small child and Fury as the parent, with added Twitter captions being the young child asking, "Where are you taking me?" before receiving a response, "To school, you bum." Given how charismatic and ebullient the pair is, it's no surprise to learn that the Trash King and mental warfare began some time ago. Fury has returned to his tried and tested insults on many occasions and is now upping the ante ahead of the possibility of finally going head-to-head with Joshua. As reported, Fury has finally been given the green light by the WBC to fight Joshua in a blockbuster Battle of Britain if he can defeat Deontay Wilder in their trilogy showdown. The Brits finally agreed to financial terms for 2 super fights over the next 2 years earlier this summer, and the chances of this fight happening in 2021 received a huge boost after Dylan White relinquished his mandatory position to Fury's WBC title. White was set to fight the winner of Fury and Wilder's trilogy clash, but, as stated, was denied his long-awaited crack at a world title after Alexander Povetkin produced a devastating one-punch knockout on Saturday night. The WBC president, though, has now confirmed that Fury is freed up to fight whoever he wants, should he come through against Wilder. He went on to tell Sky Sports, "We don't speculate, but the time limitations which were put on by the WBC board, which had Dillian Whyte won, the winner of the third Fury-Wilder fight has to fight without an intervening bout against Dillian Whyte. That now has changed. Dillian has lost, so there's no limitations at the moment for the winner of Fury-Wilder to do any fight whatsoever." The landscape of the division became a little cleaner after Dillian Whyte's chastening defeat, provided Joshua can defeat IBF mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev, and Fury can once again best Deontay Wilder in their trilogy match. The pair should finally meet. Yet the Gypsy King's British promoter Frank Warren believes Whyte's defeat to Povetkin has thrown a far larger spanner into the works. Warren believes Matchroom boxmaking chief Eddie Hearn wanted to put the body snatcher against either Wilder or Fury in the WBC heavyweight title match, thereby stalling the British heavyweight unification fight. Yet Warren said in an interview that he feels that Hearn is desperate to keep AJ away from the current holder of the green and gold strap. "I believe that shows how desperate Eddie is to protect his starman and cash cow Joshua from Tyson for as long as possible," says Warren. "I don't think Eddie and his father Barry want the Fury fight. When I heard Barry saying there were many difficulties still to overcome in making the fight for which we all know a 50-50 split has been agreed, that became even clearer." But if the pair do meet, then Warren said in a statement, it would be the biggest sporting event on these shores since England's 1966 World Cup win, though he added it's likely to be staged abroad, stating, "The most important thing is the terms, and they've got that over the line. I'd love it to go on in the UK, but I'm being very realistic and I think it will be abroad." With all of that said, Tyson Fury made the claims that he has a lot of aggression to take out on his next opponent, as he shared a terrifying clip of himself working a punching bag. As many can guess, the Gypsy King is frustrated after Deontay Wilder won a court battle to secure a trilogy fight against the WBC champ, which obviously ruined a potential August unification showdown between Fury and Anthony Johnson. Although that was ruined, Fury has delivered a scary warning to whoever he faces next, as he shared a clip of him landing huge and wild punches during a workout, and he captioned it with "Seek and Destroy," adding, "I got a lot of aggression I need to take out on my next victim." After all this drama and many disputes, here's what has all come out of it. Fury's U.S. promoter Bob Arum has already said he reserved a July 24th date at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which would serve as a home for Fury vs. Wilder 3. Meanwhile, Joshua would likely move on to a next fight against Alexander Usyk, who is the mandatory challenger for his WBO heavyweight title. While nothing is set in stone just yet, all signs are pointing toward Fury and Joshua facing different opponents next, with no promise that they would then move on to face each other later this year or possibly even later in 2022. With that said, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching.